Hello, I'm Mr. Sneaks, idiot on the internet, YouTube partner, Twitch streamer, secondary school teacher, and as of November 2023, I was diagnosed with something that I've known that I've had all of my life, and that's ADHD. I've literally just got off the phone and got in from work, so I apologise, the waistcoat and the shirt. For my triage appointment to finally, after a long time of waiting, and not as long as many, because I managed to go through something called completely forgotten the name of it. I've completely forgotten the name of it. Oh my God, what's it called? Right to choose. I've just gone through right to choose to not only get my ADHD diagnosis, which I had requested in August of 2023, and now to go through the medication process in now 2025. Now, a little bit of backstory. So I was diagnosed with dyslexia when I was in primary school. Now, this was in the 90s because I'm fucking old. And in the 90s, not a whole lot was known about ADHD, or considerably less than there is now. And because my ADHD is combined, my hyperactivity a lot of the time is in my head. I fidget a lot and I lose focus and all of those other ADHD traits. But because I wasn't jumping around tables like an absolute lunatic, and it being the 90s, the educational psychologist that diagnosed me with dyslexia said I had ADHD traits, but never diagnosed me, and never said to my parents, probably get diagnosed. So I've always kind of known that I've had ADHD, but I'd never really thought about it much. I kind of learned coping mechanisms, went, yeah, I've probably got ADHD, and thought nothing of it. Struggled through college, struggled through university, dropped out of university once, went to the University of Brighton the second time around, and I struggled through and I got my degree. Went into education, struggled to find the pace and the routine to go through working in mainstream, and essentially the way that I dealt with my ADHD was by completely burying myself in work and burning myself out. Cut to 3 years ago, and I moved out of full-time mainstream education and I moved into working in a pupil referral unit. Now, for those that you don't know, a pupil referral unit is a school for kids that have been kicked out of school, kids that have got behavioural issues, etc, etc. It's a naughty school. Now, that is a stigma that I deal with every day, and I deal with when I speak to former colleagues. You know, oh, you're working in a naughty school, like it's one step before prison, that kind of thing. And for some of our kids it is, but for a vast majority of our students, a lot of them have got undiagnosed special educational needs. They are dyslexic, they have got autism, they have got ADHD, they've never been diagnosed. They've been let down by the education system, and it's one of the reasons that I absolutely adore, as emotionally draining as it is, I absolutely adore the job that I do now. It feels like I'm teaching again, it feels like I'm making a difference. I can relate to these kids in so many ways, and I love it. But the days are shorter, the class sizes are smaller, so I couldn't do what I usually do, which is absolutely bury myself in work. And it actually having more of a work-life balance made my ADHD worse. It's probably not the right way to say it, but that's how it works in my brain, so bear with me. The summer before I went, I need to get diagnosed, I need to sort out what's going on, was the worst 6-week summer break of my life. I really struggled. I really struggled with my mental health. I had complete periods of just complete and utter shutdown, executive dysfunction. I couldn't do anything for day in, day out. My sleeping pattern was completely cooked. Even little things that I wanted to do, like streaming, I had to fight myself to be able to do it. To go to the gym, I would take pre-workout to go to the gym and then sit there for 3 or 4 hours and not do anything. Anyway, cut a long story short, because I'm waffling, funny that. What I want to do through my period of being titrated through ADHD medication and trying this stuff out, because I've never been medicated for this. I've taken antidepressants before, but antidepressants do not work well with me whatsoever because of my ADHD. The majority of the antidepressants that are prescribed on the NHS, as far as I'm aware at least, are sertraline based. Sertraline is a dopamine antagonist, and because I have ADHD, I have a shortage of dopamine as it is, and that medication and all of its derivatives made my mental health worse. Yeah, I didn't feel as crappy, I just felt completely and utterly numb, and that may well be the experience of someone without ADHD on these antidepressants. However, like, I put on weight, like I was doing anything to get those dopamine hits, and it wasn't good, so I knocked those on the head. However, what I want to do, because I'm waffling again, what I want to do is I want to be able to vlog my experiences on ADHD medication as someone who, chances are, by the time that I actually finally get prescribed these, I will be 37 years old, and this will be my first experiences on medication that I potentially, now I don't know how well they're going to sit with me, I might hate it, but potentially should have been on for a very long time, and hopefully this helps someone. Hopefully someone goes and, you know, they can understand a little more, understand the process a little more, etc, etc. So I've just got off the phone with my triage appointment, and that was essentially just an interview talking about my health, my family history of health, mental health problems that I've had in the past, and any kind of medical issues that would potentially impact me being able to go on certain ADHD meds, because most of them are stimulant based, and therefore if you've got heart issues they can cause extra strain on the heart and what have you. I am going through with the medication, and on the 29th of January I will be having my first titration appointment. All I need to do before there is go and get a bit of a health check from my doctors, which will hopefully be on Friday, and yeah, I'm going to document my experience. These videos might not be consistent, but stick around, check it out, learn a little bit if you want. And I hope for someone that is potentially looking at getting medication as an older person for ADHD, something that they may well have needed to do a long time ago and it just never happened for whatever reason, then hopefully you might be able to learn something from my experiences. I'm going to talk through what the titration process is, what the interview and the meeting and whatever else is like, and whatever else. So I do hope that it helps, and yeah, stick around. Next video will probably be on the 29th of January or a little bit after that, once I've had my appointment. I will leave links for Right to Choose down below if you've never heard of that, and it gives you a bit of an outline. Essentially, long story short, you find a private practitioner that offers Right to Choose, and the NHS essentially foot the bill for you because it cuts down on their waiting time. The NHS waiting time in my area for ADHD diagnosis for an adult is around 4 years. So yeah, I am pretty blessed that I got told about this, and shout out to Joey for suggesting this. His wife is a nurse and suggested it to him. He passed it on to me. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later. Peace.